Alrighty guys, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to use the line segment tool to create lines that you can use to help emphasize your image. So first thing that you're going to want to do obviously is get the line segment tool. Select it from your toolbar, or you can hit the slash button that is located above your enter key. Once we get this here, we're going to get started with I think just drawing this orange line down across the bottom. So whenever you go to draw a line, if you just simply click, it's going to bring up this window. All right. If you're not measuring things in points or pixels, or if you are doing inches, what have you, you can use this and you can plug in whatever your dimensions are. And then if you need a very specific angle, you can plug this in here as well. But I find that for most cases, using this is not going to be the most beneficial. So what I like to do is draw my line. Now you'll notice that as I'm doing this, it kind of gives you a freehand option to be able to draw. If you want to lock this to a specific angle, you just need to hold the shift key. All right, so that way whenever you're drawing, it will stay locked. And I'll use this periodically throughout this whole lesson. So we could do something like this, and then to change our color, because obviously we need to change it to being orange, we can go over here to our stroke window, and we can select our color, and then we can also adjust our stroke weight. And it looks like I just need to move this up a little bit. Again, if you use that shift key, it will keep it straight. Zoom in a little bit here just to do something like that. Boom, I've got my line. Now we can go through and we can draw something for our tree trunk here. So before I start drawing, if I make another line, currently it's going to be that thick orange line because of what I have set up. So if I go to my eyedropper tool, I can come down and I can select this, and if you watch right in here, you'll see that it's going to change. So now I'm going to be making that black line. If you come in here, you'll see that I have my smart guides on. So I can go through and I can make my line. Zoom in just a little bit, make this a little easier to see. There's one branch, and then there's another. And those lines are all intersecting. Okay. And then I'm just going to continue doing this same thing. I've got my eyedropper tool. I can set it to match my white line here. Just going to select right here. You'll notice that with my smart guides turned on, I can link right to this, and it's going to do my midpoints. So I can do it there, and then I can have it intersect right there, and so on. There's my midpoint. So it doesn't want to give me my midpoint. Probably because it's attached, or it's selected. So I'm just going to switch back to my selection tool. I'll deselect. Switch back to my line segment tool. There it is. And then I can draw my lines again. Easy, easy. So the same thing whenever we go to draw these down here, we can do this, obviously, and we can make one that goes across. But now we also want to do ones that go, oops, I actually have those go in the wrong direction, but we want to have this X. Right? That's actually pretty straightforward to do as well. I've drawn both of my lines here. So all I need to do is move out here, and I can select and I can move this at whatever angle. If I hold the shift key, all right, you'll notice that it locks to those 15-degree increments. And if one goes straight across. So okay. Then you can take that out and around. And then you can also add a stroke, just like that, to get our little ring going around it. It looks like we just have 3 more down here, and then this will be done. This is not meant to be a difficult setup by any means, but the line segment tool is simply another tool that you guys can add to your toolbox that you can use to maneuver and make things and do all sorts of stuff. But you'll notice on these ones down here that these are all equally spaced. And I got pretty close, but you can see that the gap here isn't quite right. So what I can do is I can select this line. If I hold the Shift key, I can select this one and this one. And then over here in my alignment tools, I can go down here and I can distribute these evenly based on the center. Distribute. Whoops. Apparently I have something else selected. There we go. Oh, it's set up the art. I'm going to set this to selection. And then I'm going to center distribute. And boom, boom, boom. There they are. Everything looks good. I think I've got all of this done. If you have questions, by all means, make sure that you ask. Whoops. Apparently I made this guy white. So I'm just going to select it, jump back to my eyedropper tool. And there we go. If you have questions, by all means, let me know. But that'll about do it.